Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Xa Talk Show. Today is 2021, November 24th, and I'm going to work on my website. So lots of tutorials on live coding, JavaScript, Emacs Lisp, Wolfram language, Golang, or maybe some other things. Golang and all PowerScript. So if you look at the YouTube description, you'll see, pick a topic in the first 5 minutes. So you guys here, if you guys are still here, whatever, in the first 5 minutes, if you post a topic, I'll talk about that. Otherwise, I'm going to doing whatever comes up, what I'm gonna do. So first stop is we are going to do this. You see this? So, every hour I walk around with my Surface tablet. Let's show you keyboard. Okay, you are looking at my keyboard. This is Kinesis Advantage 2, and the other one is Ultimate Hacking keyboard. Okay, Kinesis Advantage 2 Ultimate Hacking. And then you go to my keyboard blog, then you go down, miscellaneous tech, click, then here is Microsoft Surface Pro. I got it from a friend. This is from 5 years ago. So every hour or two, I take a walk to prevent ass rot, because I sit here too long. It creates back pain and all that. So every hour or two, I take this Surface tablet, I walk around, and I take notes. Okay, copy back to Emacs. What is this page? Show in browser, close. Pink window shows all my command calls and the keystroke I'm typing. Okay, paste the link here. Show in browser, Microsoft Surface Pro. So every half hour, I take notes, and you are looking at one of the notes I'm taking. So now I just closed it. Damn. Okay, no problem. So let's go to downloads. Okay, actually, downloads X to do. Okay, so I have a bunch of pictures here. Open in iPhone view. So I have an Emacs command that just open in the iPhone view. iPhone view is a great Windows application for Microsoft Windows for image viewers. It's a classic, it's very popular. It's almost the most popular during 1990s and 2000s. Today they are still going, so this is very old school. So I take notes, and you can see my notes. About things I need to work on, on my website. For example, these emoji characters, they don't look good now. They should be colored, you see. So I'm going to work on this, you see, these emoji characters. So let me show you what is that about. Okay, so go to keyboard, close that. Okay, close, has a running process killed? Yes, this is Emacs problem. Okay, close that. Show in browser. So go to keyboard, go to JavaScript. Okay, the first thing, not this page, JavaScript in depth. So you can see on the left panel there are Unicode emoji characters. What I want to do is, let me explain what's going on. Okay, so video check. Am I doing good? Video check, audio check. Yeah, good. Okay. Comments. Good morning, Alan. And good morning, Arnold. Greeting from California. Great California. Arnold's A. Okay, so pick a topic if you like me to talk about something, but otherwise I'm not gonna continue. So this is about emoji and the font issue, Unicode. So you can see this, for example, JavaScript in depth. This is my JavaScript tutorial. Buy it. Okay, this is the best tutorial in English, in depth and concision and precision, accuracy. Okay, so this, you got these emoji characters. So let me show you where they appear. So you can see here is the LED. Okay, let's turn on global highlight mode. So you can see these lines. Those are the emoji characters. Now, why they show? Let me show you a alternative. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so let's copy that, paste it here. Let's make a span. What? Wait. What happened to my span tag? Wow, it's broken. Yeah. Okay, let's fix that. So Emac list HTML mod. Describe function, describe key, press the key. And so here is the command HTML insert tag. Right now I want to insert a span tag, but somehow it's not working. So let's go to search for span. So there is the span, but why is it not showing? Okay, press the key, span, press the key. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Okay, let's forget about that because let's continue with this topic. So let's just add a p. Let's change this to span. Okay, so span. I'm gonna show this how this works. Okay, style equals to font family. Okay, let's magnify. Let's do it like this way. So font family, and font family will be equals to split the window. Go to my CSS file, and you can see font. Let's search for emoji. Search for emoji. Okay. So you want to use a font. So let me show the difference. Okay. So font family circle UI symbol. Okay. So you can see that part. Okay. Let's make it clear. Okay. So let's do it this way. Font family circle UI symbol, then this one circle UI emoji. Let me make it that way. Okay, so now we have these two lines. One is using the circle UI emoji font, and one is circle UI symbol. Those are default Microsoft emoji or symbol fonts. Okay, now show in browser. You can see there's a difference. Now the first one is shown as emoji, the second one is shown as a symbol, no color. So in my use case, for this index navigation panel, I want them to be emoji so they stand out. So let's change that. So let's change that. Now I have a better way because, for example, let me paste it here. So for example, instead of using a style, specifying style inline, I can just say a class. Okay, the class is going to be emoji XL xali. Okay, now you go to the browser, refresh, you can see using the class emoji. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change. So I'm gonna delete those. And by the way, about the font, you can go to my CSS tutorial, JavaScript in depth. Go up the directory, web dev tutorials. You click on CSS, then you go down. There's font family. There's common web fonts. Click on that. Then you can see explanation, a tutorial about all you need to know about font. Then you scroll down, you can see several metric compatible fonts. So Helvetica, Arial, Liberation Sans, Arimo, all those are essentially the same font created by different companies. Okay, Helvetica is on the Mac, Arial is Windows, Liberation Sans is Linux, Arimo is created by Google. They are basically exactly the same. Okay, in the same way, you have Calibro and Carlito. Carlito is from Google. Calibro is Microsoft's new font 10 years ago. Then you have Times News Roman, okay, and so on. Okay, then you have standard emoji fonts. So on Microsoft platform, it's Circle UI emoji. On Apple's, it's Apple Color emoji. The name must be exact. So this is useful for you web devs, you guys who work on, web dev. When you want a font, you want an emoji font, you want to specify one of these, then Noto color emoji is from Google. So these are, if you have a character that's emoji, you want to make sure it is shown as colored emoji. Then these three are what you want to use. Now on Linux, I don't think Linux has a dedicated emoji font. Basically, they just use Google, so Noto color emoji. So that's about emoji font. Now, if you want the font to show as a symbol, get close, as a symbol, for example, you can see all these are emoji characters that are shown as symbol. And meanwhile, these are shown as emoji, color. So if you want to make sure they show a symbol, then you want to use the standard Unicode symbol fonts. So Circle UI symbol, Apple symbols, Noto Sans symbols. Now notice there's a again naming of things issue. So you can observe, as a technologist, you observe what other people are doing. So here is a naming issue. So Microsoft, they don't use plurals. They just call it Circle UI symbol. It's not Circle UI symbols. Meanwhile, for Apple and Google, they say Apple symbols and Noto Sans symbols. It's interesting because now in the emoji case, they are all just say emoji. They don't say, because I suppose, well, emoji can be also plural, So anyway, the naming of things, it's interesting how, here we see a difference between Microsoft and Google on the plurality, on the, the naming of the font. Okay, so that's how that's about symbol and font. So let's go to talk show page, show in browser, not this page, today's talk show, show in browser, and let's paste the link so we have a log of what we talked about, common web fonts. Okay, close that, and yeah, common web fonts. Okay, then yeah, okay, so open the browser. So again, so now combine those. Now let's go back to the JavaScript page. Okay, now let's go back to JavaScript page. Now remember, now I want to replace all the star sign characters by that. Okay, let's do it. So in this directory there are about 800 files. So you want to do a find replace on all the 800 files. Why? Because each one of these panel appears on every page. Okay, so let's do that. So I call the command. This command is XAR find replace text. Okay, it's on my website. If you are Emacs user, buy it. Let me demonstrate how it works. So search string is going to be this star symbol. Let's magnify. Okay, then replace string is gonna be that. Okay, wait. Okay, well, actually, let's not use that. Let's just let me show you. Okay, let me just go ahead and show you. Okay, hold on a second. So instead of, we just search query replace star by making a span class. Okay, do it. Okay, actually not that one. Do it. Okay, there's no more. Now show in browser, you can see now they are all shiny stars. Fantastic. Now we need to fix that one, thumb down. You see that thumb down? That's a really ugly thing. This font, Circle UI symbol, Microsoft, that's really ugly. And in fact, it does not serve communication purposes well, because that thumb down doesn't look like a thumb down. Does it look like a thumb down to you? No. So that doesn't communicate. It failed the purpose of the emoji character. Okay, so but anyway, so let's make it color emoji. Let's fix that. So let's go to copy this character, go back to the top, interactive find replace. Okay, then this is the Emacs feature. You can see, let me demonstrate. So replace that thumb down by this thumb down, span thumb down. Okay, do it. Okay, there's only one occurrence. Okay, that's fantastic. Shrink the window, show in browser. Fantastic. Now you actually have a thumb down. Okay, now what we need to do is if we click on another page, let's see, right now this is the index page JavaScript in depth. Now if we click on another page, for example, if we click on let, you see they are back to the symbol font. Why? Because we haven't changed those in those pages, and we are going to do it now. So copy the URL back to Emacs, then I call this command that will open whatever the path in the clipboard, just one key press. So you can see the command is XAR open file from clipboard. So we are now at this page, JavaScript let declaration, which is this page. Okay, like showing browser, So now we want to find and replace all the text for the left panel. So search for panel. So there it is. This section, this whole section, we want to replace it. So copy the whole thing, copy it. Then I call the command. You can see the command is XAR. The command is XAR find replace text. Okay, we are going to do find replace on a few hundred files. Okay, so the find text is this whole giant block of text, few thousand characters. Try to do that in Unix grep in set. You cannot do it. So this is about the topic of the Unix philosophy, which I despise so much. It cannot do lots of things because the Unix grep and set, they are line based. They are line based. So if your find text or replace text, if your text you want to find is multiple lines, then you have difficulties with Unix tools. Okay, so that's why. So I have this package XAR find on my website. Search for XAR Emacs XAR find.el. You'll find it. If you like it, buy it. Okay, pay me. So I want to find this text, enter, and it asks me for a replace string. Okay, so replace string, close this file. Okay, let's cancel. Okay, so replace string is going to close this file. So replace string is going to be copied. So let's call the command again. So search string, press up arrow, the last search string. Okay, replace string, let's paste it. This is a new replace string. Okay, now if we go to the top, you can and move down, you can see, it's got the class emoji span. Okay, this is a replace string. Now directory name. Okay, this is a current directory. Yes. File path regular expression.html. Correct. Now directory depth starting from depth 0. Correct. And at depth 9. Okay. Write changes to file. Yes. Fixed case in search. Yes. Fixed case in replacement. Yes. Make backup. Yes. Okay. Now it's going through 800 files. Okay. Done. Now if I press down arrow, you can see different file changed and replace change. So there are about 100 changes. Basically every link in this panel. Okay, go back to Emacs. For example, I can jump to any of these files. Press enter to open it. Show in browser. You can see this is one of the page. JavaScript allowed characters in identifier. So you can see now they have emoji color. Fantastic. We finished. Okay, close that, and go back to directory. You can see all these backup files. Those are files that has been changed and a backup has been made. Many of them. So okay, close that. Show in browser. What's this page? Okay, close that. Back to Emacs. Close it. Show in browser. Okay, so we have done the task. You can see any of these page are done. You see, fantastic. So that's one job done. That's finished the first task on working on XR Emacs website. I mean, not Emacs, XR website. Okay, close that. Let's double check one more last time. Usually, oh, there's more. I forgot. You see this rocket. Okay, let's do it quickly. Now we can do it quickly. Pipe functions. So search for. So first of all, copy this. Show the pink window. Call XR find. Paste the search string. Enter. Cancel. Now go up. Search for. Functions. Okay. Now there is a rocket. Now the rocket needs to replace by call query replace. Up arrow to show the last find and replace string. Copy the rocket sign. Change the thumb down to the rocket. Press enter. Then replace that one. Replace. Yes. Okay, done. Back to browser. Now watch this one. Refresh. Now it's a rocket. Fantastic. What does a rocket mean? A rocket means that page contains my personal code function, written in JavaScript that allows you to do something. For example, this function, XR get prototype chain, given any object, it will show the prototype chain, the entire prototype chain of that object. That is the object's parents, its parents, parent. There's no default built-in function to do that in JavaScript. So I wrote one and okay. So now refresh the browser. Wait, I missed this one, pipe functions. Okay, let's go up. Yeah, because we didn't start at the beginning. Okay. No, wait. Go up. Replace. Pipe functions. Oh yeah, it's not replaced on all those pages yet. So anyway, let's do it now. So copy this block, call XR copy file, call XR find replace text, then up arrow to find this old text. Let's see. Yep, you see. Enter. Now pasting the new text you want to replace. Enter. The path and regular expression for file extension and basically say yes to them all. Okay, now again it's done. Lots of changes. Okay, back to browser. Refresh. Fantastic. You can see the rocket. Click on that. Okay, this page has also been changed. So this one, add method to prototype. I show you how to add a method to prototype in JavaScript. Okay, now all these are changed. Fantastic. This task is done. That concludes one of the tasks of XR working, XR website. Close that. Close the JavaScript. Close the CSS file. Reopen it. Close it. Close the help message. Show in browser. Okay, keyboard. Okay, we are going to do the same. Oh, we don't need to do this because on this keyboard page, by intention, these characters, I want them to be shown using the symbol character. Yes. Why? The other emoji, I want them to be shown as emoji. Why is that? Because, this getting into technical details of the Unicode. Because if you look at if you use emoji font for this return symbol, they don't work well. Because, for example, I talked about this 2 or 3 days ago. Okay. so I'm not going to do it. So close that, okay, close that. So that's okay. So go open the talk show page again, open, say today's talk show. Okay, that we finished doing one of the thing, which is this one. Make emoji character color on JavaScript page and the keyboard page. Actually, we don't need to do keyboard page. Show the digital pen written notes. So here's the digital pen written notes. Okay, actually, so we need to do that as well. So that is on the keyboard page. So let's do it. Go to keyboard, bookmark, show the pin window, show in browser. So ergonomic keyboard. So you can see there's a thumb up that doesn't look so good. So I need to change it. Okay, so yeah, okay. Copy the URL back to last app. Open the path in the clipboard. Then you go down, search for advantage. Okay, so there is your thumb. So what I want to do now is to replace those thumb characters by, yeah, I don't really want to do this. You see, what I want to do is replace this by, this is what I spent all my day in the past 10 years working on, writing either new articles or maintain my website. So there's lots of to do because, so this comes to, let me show you another one of my article. So you go to xarcode.info and you scroll down, you will see complexity and tedium of software engineering. It's fascinating. Imagine software, coding, should be easy, right? Because what else to do? If statements, expressions, should be easy. But why is it that we spend all day working a job, 8 hours a day for years after years, decades? What are we doing? So for example, so this is a funny picture. So for example, let me tell you, for example, what is it that you work on every day? Not just me, including you guys working at Google or Facebook or whatever. What is it? I mean, why is it so many things to do? The bugs, where do they come from? Then there's Agile, Agile, oil snake. So let me explain one of the complexities, where they come from. Okay, let's copy that back to Emacs, open my today's talk show, open today, and paste that, linkify it, show in browser. So you got link to this page, a record of what we talked about. So where does the complexity come from? Let me talk about one example in this case. So on my web page, I want to, so open that, delete that, go to the browser, refresh. I'm talking about keyboards, keyboard review, right? Kinesis Advantage, this one. Ultimate Hacking, this one. I use it as a macro. So I want, so emoji has been invented, which is fantastic by Unicode, So what does this do? It, a simple character that allows you to express emotion. So for example, this keyboard, I want to say this is a great keyboard. Among the many here, people get confused. So I want to highlight some of them. For example, I consider this one is a great one, and relative to the price too, because some of them are fantastic, but however, they are $500. This, for example, this one, they are fantastic, but $500. So I want to highlight some of them I consider very good, excellent, and also not too expensive. So so you could, so one of the ways to use the thumb up, very universal symbol by today, in modern society. Thumb up means, this is a great one. terse, concise communication, concise. You just have a thumb up so people can see, oh, this, maybe you should check out these, these ones are fantastic, right? So emoji. But now there's a complexity comes in. Where's the because then you have font, you have the symbol font. I talked about, you have the symbol font. I talked, watch my video about a few days ago, this week or last week. Okay, I did a whole episode talking about the complexities of symbol characters versus emoji in Unicode. Very complex. So I recently made some change to my CSS. Then there's a complexity of the CSS. Entire language you have to learn. Okay, CSS conceptually it's very simple. If you want something bold, you just say class and bold. But actually, in reality, it's then another layer of very complex CSS. It turns out it became, in the past 30 years, it became 25 years, it became very complex. So anyway, I just want a thumb up. Then, because I recently changed, to some font on my website, then it becomes this ugly thing. And the problem is that then you have the difference, they are not universal. Font on Microsoft Windows, you have the, circle UI symbols and circle UI emoji. You have different fonts. On Apple, you also have two. And Google Chrome also have two, symbol versus emoji. And even if you use the same symbol font, doesn't matter on Apple or Microsoft or Google Chrome symbol font, they look different. So when they look different, so there's another issue about emoji. Okay, so for example, emoji, you are talking with friends, you use an emoji, but depending on where you are, on Windows, on Apple, on Google's Chromebook, or if you are on Discord, or if you are on Twitter, the facial expressions do not look the same. So sometimes you pick one, you think that indicates smiling, but what they see is laughing. It's like fucked up fuck. So there's complexity. So back to in my use case, I want the thumb up, but now it shows like this. It's hard to see what the fuck that is. I like simplicity. Okay, I don't want to dive into detail about, actually I prefer the emoji of apples because a certain way. I don't care. I care about the essence, about the basics. So Unicode is a great technology. Okay, so I use it. So thumb up is a good character. Indicates simple communication, precise and concise. Okay, so I use it. But then the font issue, but now that doesn't look like a thumb up at all. So people don't understand. So that's a problem. So that's why. So I have collected an index of articles I wrote in the past 20 years about tediums and complexities of software engineering. All sort of fuck up, very well captured by this Rubik's Cube, painting over Rubik's Cube, all sort of. Like you cannot even explain them too simply because, maybe your mom asks you, what do you do all day? You work as a DevOps or whatever. What do you do all day? What is there to do? Yeah, you cannot even starting to explain, because for example, when I try to explain this issue about this thumb up, why do I need to change? It's already taking 40 minutes now? 40 minutes, 35 minutes. Any comments, questions, post it, okay? So, okay, that's about complexity of software engineering. So let's go to talk show. Let's see, we have a record of that? No. So copy the URL. Let's go back. go to the top, copy the URL back to Emacs, paste it here, make a link, combine the lists, okay, show in browser. Fucking Vivaldi bug. It doesn't update the URL. You see, you go back here, you see, this page is complexity and Tedium software. But if you look at the URL, it says ergonomic keyboard index. Fuck the Vivaldi. That's another complexity. So right now I'm trying to fix a bug, on my website. I'm working to fix a bug, this thumb up, issue. Then fucking another bug. So infinite recursion. Now I need to, I know what's going on now, but if I don't, then you have to, what the fuck is going on? Then you go to Stack Overflow. You go to Stack Overflow, you search the web, I did already. For example, let me show you, okay? Vivaldi URL doesn't update, okay? People have been reported that. Address bar doesn't update URL after, you see? So let's click on that. So Mobius says, so this is fairly recent, okay, in the past 3 months or so. So is there a date somewhere? Let's see. These fucking complex, they don't show a date. Your browser doesn't support JavaScript, blah blah blah. JavaScript Mozilla. So I need a fucking date. I don't need these version numbers. Just give me a date. When is this posted? Anyway, so let's turn on JavaScript. Okay, there it is. Last reply, July 2nd, 2021. Few months ago this happened. The fucking complexity. Fuck the programmers. Fuck the Unix philosophy. Fuckheads. Fuck the C programmers. They did this. And fuck the Python, the elite people. They tell you what to do. They spread idioms. Oh, you should follow this idiom. Emac Lisp, Lisp too. You should tuck in your parentheses. You should use a tab or space. You should indent your lines of code this way or that way. And web design gurus saying that, oh, you should use gray font. You should use reactive, UI or fucking fuckheads. That's my experience after 30 years. Where does all this crap begin? It began with the Unix philosophy, Unix and C. That's what I tell you. That's my experience. Okay, it began with the C and the Unix, kind of thinking. They hack, happy hacking, like exactly Richard Stallman. He likes to say happy hacking. Happy hacking. Yeah, you fucked up the programming industry. Google is showing me. Google is like, doesn't allow me to monetize. Another modern jargon, euphemism, monetize. Google already, demonetized several of my YouTubes because too much swearing. Okay, this Vivaldi, let me go back to the Vivaldi problem. Okay, let me show you. Complexity of, where is that page? Okay, this page, complexity and tedium of software engineering. Now look at the URL, okay? Now if I press enter, it's going to go to some other page. That's incorrect. So go back, let's see if we can go back. Now you look at the URL, copy the URL, now that URL is correct, okay? Fuck the Vivaldi, fuck the Unix people. And the Unix people, they are saying, oh, Microsoft. No, forget about Microsoft. It is you that is the fuckface. You begin it. Unix, the worst, the worst security, like no security. Unix, that's the history of Unix, because you don't know, because you got brainwashed propaganda every day since, So now we have a proper link. Delete this duplicate caused by this, the software industry scums. So this powerful, anyway, so that's, okay, now let's go back. Try to fix our, where is it? My, the Ergo keyboards, okay? So now let's fix the thumb up, okay? So copy the URL back to Emacs, show the pink window, open the path from the clipboard, and you can see all my commands are there. You see, start open file from clipboard. And if you search that, you'll find the source code. Or just use starflag keys, okay? I'm using starflag keys. So, okay. So search for advantage, okay? So now copy that, paste it here. I want to change this to emoji, right? Remember? So I'm just borrowing that. So copy, because we have, so you can see, I want to change this line into this line, okay? So this line into this line, or actually just the thumb character, okay? Okay, let's do it. So copy that, go to the top. Let's do some other. Because there are more efficient ways. This is how I work on my website. As I work on it, I find more efficient ways. So what's the efficient way? So let me tell you. Okay. So for example, let's copy this. Okay. Now you see this block that corresponds to this one. Okay. So I just want to copy it. So press a key, it cuts it. Paste again. So now we have a copy here. Now this emoji, replace it by that. Okay. Now show in browser. You see, now that is a proper, okay, that is a proper way. So what I was planning to do is to replace every occurrence of the thumb character inside a link into wrap it with a span tag. But I have a better way, okay? So the better way is actually not wrap with the span tag, okay? Go back to browser, refresh, we are back to original. No, so the better way is just to edit your CSS file, okay? Go open the CSS file. Then what you want is, okay, so what do you want? Let me go to the bottom and show you here, okay? So whenever you have a link, okay, yeah, whenever you have a link, okay, actually I already have a. Okay, let's this one, okay? So copy that. So whenever you have a link, you want to say split the window, search for emoji. So whenever you have a link, you want it to use a particular font. God, this is getting complex. Then now I've discovered another problem. I don't really want to do it. But basically, the solution was, I was thinking, whenever you have a link, you specify font family, first of all, Arial, okay? Because that's the font what I'm using. Then, after Arial, then use a circle emoji or apple emoji or Noto emoji, okay? Remove the font size. So that's one way to do it. For example, if I leave that, if I refresh, you see those thumbs becomes colored emoji. Now, this is not a good solution because sometimes inside the link I have other Unicode characters. such as arrow. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so such as, so for example, sometimes I want to say right arrow. Okay, so look at that, refresh, you see there's a right arrow symbol, not as emoji. Well, let me show you some example where it is emoji. For example, this character. Okay, okay, now watch, I refresh, you see that return key now becomes this emoji, ugly, that's not what you want. What I want is, you can see it's just an arrow. Okay, it's just a arrow with a hook. That's the standard symbol used by Apple to indicate the return key. But now with the Microsoft emoji font, it becomes, with the background color blue. That's not what I want. And worse is that if you have some, sometimes I'm talking about mathematics. Sometimes I'm talking about mathematics or something, and or lots of arrows. For example, show us emoji. I don't want some of the arrow to become that. Okay, show a symbol. So that's a difference, you see. So that is why. Okay, copy the URL, go back to talk show, today's talk show, paste, linkify, close. Okay, so I want to, so show in browser. So this new solution is not good. So okay, so back to CSS, remove that. Okay, don't change. So rather, we just stick with our original solution of making all the thumb up into an emoji. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, shrink. Okay, find and replace. Find, replace. So a lot of complexities. Do I make sense? Replace. Okay, show in browser. Okay, now they are kind of too big. So this is another problem. So if you use the class emoji, they have by default certain size I set in my CSS. So so there's a lot of complexities. So the way we can fix it is go to CSS. So like before, we add that. So when you have a tag, which is this tag a, then when you have emoji class inside it, then you want to say the font size just 1 rem. Rem is the default font size. Okay, so once you have that will fix it. Now watch this. I refresh. You see, now the question is, we added another complexity to our CSS. You see, this is gonna be loaded. We added 10 characters also for the 6,000 files. Every HTML file, they will use this CSS file, and now we added more complexity. So this is why this very complex, because now this CSS file is 245 lines. It's a maintenance, you see. So this CSS file, 245 lines of code, and it's only 10 kilobyte. If you look at other websites CSS file, they are 1 megabyte. My CSS file is very condensed. Okay, this is because I pay attention to every aspect of it. I know every character, what's in my CSS, every detail, every character. But if you go to other website, Twitter, Wikipedia, Google, Facebook, you look at their CSS. That's 1 megabyte or 2 megabytes. That's bloated hell. That's modern Java, modern web dev. Oh, Xa, you are not using modern web dev. You are not. Your website doesn't look good. But their website is idiotic. The modern CSS framework. There are lots of them. So that's why I'm telling you, Xa. You go read my tutorial, you buy my tutorial, JavaScript in depth and CSS, visual CSS. I show you, all the essential things you need to know. Okay. So now back to this. Should we really do this? If we do this, if it's a link, use emoji, font size 1. Yeah, we can do that. So there's a trade-off. So if we use this, then we do not need to have multiple span for every occurrence. We can just have a thumb up character. Yeah, but so which one should I go? Or alternatively, for example, you just say style, font, family, then you add, circle UI emoji and apple emoji and Noto emoji. So it's gonna be like very long line, very long, few hundred characters. Then that means, for example, let me show you. Yeah, so this basically you want to add this. For example, let me show you one. Yeah, so that's essentially, not Times Roman shit. Yeah, so here, so basically you want to say here, so it becomes this, and replace the double quote by single quote because it's inside the double quote already. So you can see, compare, what? So there are 3 options. First option is a single character, but then you need to add this line in your CSS. Okay. The second option is for every occurrence you have this class emoji. Oh no, we don't need this option anymore. So the other option is you have the span style. Okay, I think that's it. We're talking too much. I think you guys get what I mean. Try to not use the fuck word because Google is, disallowing me using, to monetize my YouTube. So good morning, Duosvoort. Duosvoort, is your name, is it true that your name came from a cross? Because yesterday I happened across it. Yeah. Duosvoort, God wills it, is a Latin Catholic motto associated with the Crusades. Oh my God. Now Google is gonna ban my video. So Duosvoort says, good morning. I recently changed my keyboard layout after 30 years using QWERTY. Okay. Very difficult so far. That is true. It's a pain in the ass. Because I touch type QWERTY beginning in 1988 to 1994. So for 6 years, I was a touch typing QWERTY. Then I switched to Vorak in 1994. And that took 2 months, extremely painful, because every few keystrokes, oh, mistake, then. So the question is, how long did it take you to become comfortable with your new layout? Yeah, so 2 months, 2 to 3 months. If you type every day for 1 hour a day, that will take you 2 months, and very painful, okay, to finally switch. So Dual Spot, you bought my email list tutorial. Fantastic, thank you. Okay, I think that's it for today. So I haven't finished working on this page. What am I going to do? Decisions, so this emoji. Then with that, it's getting complex. Okay, I'll think about it offline, okay? If I don't have that line, refresh, then the thumbs is like too big. I'll think about what's the final decision to do with that on my website. Okay, so that concludes today's talk show. Yes, you could. If you have, if all my comments is the 4chan types, this blah 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 blah, all the sensitive words. Yeah, of course. Because then Google will know my channel is associated with this kind of thing. They'll ban me. So don't do that, okay? Before they ban me, I ban you. the word of ban. That's what we are in. Jewish word, okay, so that's Latin. Okay, interesting. So linguistics issue. So let's write it down. Okay, I'm hungry. Close that. We don't need that. Jewish word, close that. I'm shutting down in 2 minutes. Donate to me. Okay. Donate to me, Patreon, PayPal, Amazon gift card. It's all on my website. You can see where's my big money links. Where is it? Oh, it's at the bottom, okay? So, close this. So today's talk show, close it. Vivaldi bug, URL doesn't change. Close it. Unicode error problem, emoji font versus symbol font problem, complexity of software industry, close it. Complexity and tedium of software engineering, close it. Sun Talk Show, close it. Close it, buy my JavaScript tutorial, and okay. JavaScript in depth. I spent 3 years full-time to work on this, and you can also see there's also other issues. So you see in this panel, this is a navigation related links panel. For example, if you are reading my JavaScript tutorial and reference, it also serves as a reference. So if you are looking at this page, add method to prototype, sometimes you would also be interested in, maybe you forgot how object works in JavaScript, or you forgot, you want to know how to find a subtype of JavaScript object. So there's a related links. You can click on that at the bottom. They are, JavaScript object and inheritance related articles. So it's convenient. They are all together for you to click around. So in here, you also have this rocket, so it's not fixed here. So that, it's very time consuming. So that's why we talked about before, maybe it's a good solution to simply add a line to this, to this CSS file for all. Because now if we do that, now go back to browser and refresh, you'll see those change, okay? Try it. It doesn't because if you open the page, you can see it doesn't because, hey, wait, it should. What? Wait, refresh. Why is it not changing? So what file is this? So A. Oh yeah. So actually, what I need to say is. Okay, yeah, I know what to do. So let me fix this. Okay, so let me copy that. So font family should be Arial, then circle UI emoji. Okay, then apple color emoji, then Noto emoji. Okay, then sans serif, then forget about margin. Okay, now cancel that line. This is the line you need. Now if I refresh, what? Oh, you don't want this emoji. Let's do it again. Yeah, just everything inside A, it should be that. Okay, remove that. Now watch this. Refresh. Why is it? Yeah, that's because Arial already has this rocket. Is that true? So there's, then complexity. Then you go to debugging, inspect element. So inspect element. So this element, go to CSS computed. You can see circle UI symbol. So why is it using circle UI symbol? Because maybe it's because the order shouldn't be. Let's refresh. Watch this. Refresh. Why is it circle? So very time consuming, complexity of software. So it's A. Wait, go back to the file. Where's the file? Yeah, copy, open the file. So this rocket is inside the A. This rocket is the inside A, and we have font family Arial circle UI emoji. Refresh. Refresh. Okay, I'm gonna fix this for sure. So I'm stuck with this. The constructed language question. If the construct language topic would have been about Esperanto. No. Well, I know, Esperanto is one of the constructed language, but I don't actually. So if you are thinking I'm going to give a technical tutorial on Esperanto, the answer is no. But I'm going to talk about Esperanto, artificial languages, constructed languages, human languages, how they compare to, I'm talking about philosophy, basically, philosophy of these issues. Simplicity, regularity in human languages and in computer languages. That's what I'm talking about. If you want to, So right now we are trying to fix this problem. Why does this have no effect, this font? So we specified color emoji. So let's go back to the file. So this is the file, this clone object. So it's inside the A tag. It's inside the A tag. Yeah. And let's put it at the bottom, okay? Maybe the order certainly matters. Some, in CSS. Refresh. Let's look at this line. Refresh. It does not work. Now, if you delete the Arial, look at this line. Refresh. What's going on? What the fuck? Okay, I think maybe we have a bad syntax in CSS. While I was talking, I fucked up some CSS syntax. Could that be true? I don't know. So let's go back here. Let's use a saved copy of my CSS. Okay, so let's do that. Copy the file name, go to shell, eShell, then git check out. That will revert the file. But before we do that, open it, copy this line, close it, do it. Okay, so it updated. Go to diet, it updated this CSS file. Open it again so you can see now it's back to the original. Okay, and now look at this line. Refresh, that's correct, no change. But now let's add this line we just did. Oh, syntax error. How idiotic I am. You see, I'm missing a comma here. You need a comma. So comma. Okay, back to browser, magnify, watch this line, refresh. Now finally the rocket. Bye guys.